All right, look, so you're running an agency and you're running paid ads. The thing is, a lot of people completely overlook doing any sort of organic on top of that. I'm going to tell you why that's kind of an issue. When you're running paid ads, you need to remember the environment you're in. So when you're on platforms like Facebook or Instagram, people are not there to watch ads. They're there to consume content, and generally it's in these shorter time spurts where they're just trying to kill 3, 5, 10 minutes, whatever it might be. All right. And so what a lot of people think is, hey, if I'm just running ads from a page, I don't need any sort of organic content because my advertising, it's direct response. I'm going to get people booking straight in, and then I'll handle the rest of it on the sale. But what you got to keep in mind is a lot of people have a higher threshold now to actually being willing to book a call, right? And so what I mean by that is if they're coming in, let's say they're in market, so they're looking for marketing services, they're actually interested in what you have to offer, and they see one ad from you, right? One of the things I notice with myself is if I see an ad and I'm not fully certain that it's for me, instead of me actually opting in and booking a call, because I don't want to waste the salesperson's time, I also don't want to waste my time, what I often end up doing is looking at their page, clicking on the profile, going, seeing if they seem legit, and if they do, oftentimes what I'll do is I'll follow them. Now, if you've been running ads, one thing you're going to realize is you don't get a ton of followers from this, but a lot of the higher level guys that value their time more are going to do this same exact method. The reason being, what I'm kind of thinking is, hey, look, right now I don't have the time to go dive super deep, research this person, but this is interesting to me, right? This person seems to know what they're talking about, and I'm kind of hoping that I get retargeted by more ads or more content from them that's gonna nurture me and get me more interested, educate me a little bit more to a point where I feel more confident in terms of actually working with them, right? Especially if someone is short on time. Oftentimes they're like, hey, right now I'm not ready to take action on this, but I am interested enough to continue to want to hear more. And so the mistake a lot of agencies end up making is they're like, well, whenever I post content, I'm only getting a couple of views, or I don't get a lot of likes. But again, the people that engage with content normally are also not going to be the super high level guys unless there's something very important to say. It takes time. They're not interested in back and forth. They're more just going to scroll and maybe like it, right? Maybe save it. And so what ends up happening is by them following you and seeing your ad, if they have enough interest to engage and watch it through, the platform has built-in retargeting. So if you start posting organic content, you're going to continue to get in front of that person without putting any ad budget behind it. And this is super powerful because, again, you don't need to optimize this content to go viral. You don't need super fancy hooks. All you need to do is make content that will answer primary questions, right? And then answer questions that'll come from those primary questions being answered. Answer like objections, like the most common objections that would keep someone from moving forward with you. And then give them expectations and an overview of what they actually get with your product or service. So if you are not already, I highly recommend 3 to 5 times a day, if you can, literally 30-second videos. Just go on the edit app, press and hold, talk, press and hold, talk, press and hold, talk. Very similar to how I'm making this video right now. Get your point across, get some value across. And even though not an enormous people are going to see this, the people that Facebook shows ads to that are conversion focused ads are also the most likely to potentially buy from you. And if those people follow you, even though you don't get a ton of people following you, you're now having people that are very likely to buy, that are in market, interested in the thing, and then your content is going straight to them, right? The fact that it's not going viral is almost good because it's only going to get pushed to the people that actively followed your page or interacted with your stuff recently, which also, because you're running paid advertising for direct response, are the most likely to end up purchasing from you. And last point as to why this is also super, super powerful. When you run organic content, you can then use that and run retargeting campaigns like Hammer Them or Tornado Strategies, where you're now getting in front of them and paying to be in front of them with that content that's already organically on your page. So you get free retargeting, and then you can do paid retargeting, and your page looks much more legit. And I have actually so many of our higher level deals end up coming through off of my organic, but they found me first through paid. That's how I ended up paying Ravi Abuvala. He charges $5,000 an hour. That's how I've ended up paying some of my best mentors, is because I saw an ad of theirs. I wasn't like, hey, this is a no-brainer, I'm ready to go yet. I followed their stuff. I got retargeted by their organic content. And a week or two later, I was like, you know what? This person knows their stuff. I'm interested. And I was ready to rock and roll because I was already in market for what they provided. So if you want to make money, go get yourself the fancy watch, all that good stuff. Then start making your organic content. Trust me, you will not regret it.